Today, the long-awaited national selection contract players have been released. We will look at the training and boosters, and if there is any, who of them is the best choice for you. Here comes Pepper. Welcome everybody! Finally, so many different countries get a player in the game. It's really been about time. Something I'd really like to know, so feel free to write that in the comments. How many of these players did you actually know, and which country or continent are you from? Since there are so many cards this time, I'll skip the skills so the video isn't too long. If you need skills, I have an own video for which player types require which skills if you like. Let's start with phenomenal pass Ahmed Hassan. We have a creative playmaker here, probably best played as an attacking midfielder. For side positions, he kinda lacks the top speed. He's good on the ball, has great offensive awareness as well as balance and acceleration. His finishing is alright, and for an attacking midfielder, he has quite some physicality. So instead of a chapter in the end who to get, it's probably easier if I'll just let you know whether I think a player is worth 900 coins, because I think that's more important. So do I think it's worth spending 900 coins for him? Unfortunately not. Unless of course he's from your original country or he's one of your favorite players, then by all means go for it. Then it's 100% worth it. This goes for all of them, by the way. I just try to review them from like a neutral outside perspective. I think he's kind of on the same level as good player of the week cards, which at some point you will end up with for free. Even though he comes with phenomenal pass, I don't think that makes him better than many of the player of the week cards, like for example Foden or Bellingham. On top of that, we have a World Cup coming up in like half a year. It might be worthwhile for people to save coins for whatever's coming. Like honestly, Konami should have made all of these cards a lot better. They deserve so. The people that finally get to play players from their countries really deserve so. Next up is Rafael Marquez. If you're Mexican, this is obviously a no-brainer, go for him. He's a build-up, great defensive stats, decent speed, physicality alright too. You could also remove 2 points in defending here and add them to lower body strength, which would give him 88 speed and make him better at playing formations with a high defensive line. His biggest appeal is that he has long-range tackle, which is a really great skill on defenders to have. And it's unsure when and if there will be another chance at a defender without having to pay a lot more. I think here it kinda depends what defenders you got. If your defense isn't really great, I think it might be okay to get him if you urgently need a defender right now, because really good player of the week defenders are actually not that easy to come by, and long range tackle is really good. But honestly, 900 coins are a lot. Like, I still think waiting and saving might pay off more in the end. It might just be the better option, especially if you already have decent defenders. The next player is bullet header Musa Sow. He's quite fast, good at finishing, and okay at dribbling, although one could change the build to make him a little bit better there. My problem with this card is that the heading stat is more important since version 4 of the game, and even with 8 in aerial, he only has 85. Now, even if we'd switch to an aerial build to utilize the bullet header more, I feel like he's kind of a slower, free Darwin Núñez with more physical contact. Unless you desperately need a bullet header at all costs right now, I don't think this card is worth 900 coins. Although to be fair, bullet headers aren't that common. The next player is phenomenal finishing Yoichiro Kakitani, one of the best cards out of the selection. Great dribbling stats, really fast, nice finishing and kicking power, decent passing. Could even go with more dribbling if you want him to be more smooth. He's a deep lying forward, a style many don't like, but you could play him as an AMF to circumvent that. Now, is he worth 900 coins? It's a tough call. The player is really good. He's pretty similar to the Griezmann, so I think objectively it shouldn't be wrong to go for him. Griezmann was a whole player though, but Kakitani has phenomenal finishing. If he's a big upgrade for you, it could be worth. But honestly, you might call me crazy, but I still don't think this is a clear absolute yes. I feel like at some point you probably have better use for these coins. Next up is a super interesting card. Blitz curler Atep Rizal. Sorry for all the pronunciation mistakes. We go with a build to fully utilize the blitz curler. He's good at dribbling, fast, great finishing, great kicking power and curl, and he can also pass alright. The interesting thing about him though is that he can blitz curl with both feet. This is super rare. There's like Heung-min Son, and I feel like someone else I forgot, but this is seriously rare. So you could actually play him in the middle and blitz curl both ways. Now, is he worth 900 coins? I feel like since it's so hard to get a good blitz curler without paying a lot. And this one actually looks decent, and blitz curlers can be really powerful. It might actually be okay to spend 900 coins on him. Who knows when there will ever be a decent blitz curler that's not in an epic pack again, let alone one that can do it with both feet. If he's an upgrade to your team, I think 900 coins is kind of an okay deal, since this is so rare. Next up is deep lying forward, phenomenal finishing Clint Dempsey. He's fast, has okay passing for a striker, good finishing and kicking power, but if you don't know the player, you should probably not be spending 900 coins for this card. There have been Van Basten, Owen, Forlan and Batistuta in selection contracts, which are straight up better. We also generally tend to get more good strikers than other position. I think this one's a pass. Long reach tackle Nashat Akram is our next player. He's a classic box-to-box player. There are probably a lot of different builds you can use for him, some more offensive, some more defensive. Since he has long range tackle, I think it might be good to utilize his decent leg coverage and defensive capabilities. He's a pretty solid box-to-box, but in my opinion, that's not enough for 900 coins, unless of course, as for all of them, he's a fellow countryman or you've seen him play, then please go ahead. Next up is Aerial Fort Mehdi Benatia. I've seen this player play. These stats are way too low and should be higher. And that's probably what all of you guys feel when watching this video and seeing the stats that the players you saw play have. Konami, please! He's a defender that has great defensive stats, but isn't that fast. He's very good physically and in the air though. You could go with more points in aerial at the expense of acceleration and speed, but you really have to anticipate through balls well then. This card is best used in a deep defensive line as an anti-aerial option, but I don't think he's worth 900 coins. Which is a shame because he played for my team. They should have made him better. The next player is Blitz Curler Burak Yilmaz. Like, why does he have 75 tight possession even with 7 dribbling? Like, what happened here? Do we have any Turkish viewers here? That is way too low, isn't it? He's very fast, great physically and at finishing, and comes with massive kicking power. But look what they did to his dribbling stats. Like, you can't give them 900 coins for 75 tight possession. No, but I'm happy for all the Turkish people that finally get some more cards for them, but he should have higher stats. And where is Hamid Altintop? The next player is phenomenal finishing Sunil Chhetri from the great country of India, and he's looking good. He's fast, good finishing, good on the ball, ideal height for dribbling, also good at passing, and comes with a bit of physicality too. Is he worth the coins? To be honest, I'm not sure. I would probably say no. Not because he's bad, no, it's a good card, but as I've said before, we've had contracts with Van Basten, Forlan, Owen, Batistuta for free, David Villa too. We get free strikers not often, but kinda often enough. But if you have any relations to India, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting him. Let's move on with edged crossing Denilson. Very fast and extremely good at dribbling. Usually you kinda want 90 points in lofted pass to maximize edged crossing with pinpoint crossing. There's nothing wrong with doing that for him too if you like, but since we already need to spend 9 points for only 88 lofted pass, I think it's a more efficient approach to leave it at this. Some finishing for him as well, so he can't only cross but also finish, especially when there's attack from the other side and he moves towards the middle. Let's face it, Denilson was a great player in real life, but this eFootball card is not worth 900 coins. We've had the options of getting Gnabry and Massimo Otto for free, both of which can cross with both feet. We also had the option to get Facundo Torres for free, which is very similar to this Denilson. The next card is Acceleration Burst Nwankwo Kanu, and finally the Nigerians get to have a card too. Obafemi Martins where? He's a great dribbler who can also finish and bring some acceleration. I feel like you could also go with a build that gives him +4 passing since he's a deep lying forward, but taking points anywhere else would feel pretty bad. Like the 12 dexterity, for example, get you 90 acceleration and almost 90 offensive awareness, which is really useful. If anything, you'd probably have to take it from either dribbling or lower body strength. That would be more feasible. Something amazing about him though is his player model. He comes with maximum leg length, which will give him some more acceleration, and thanks to his height, that's over 193 centimeters of leg coverage. That's +4 over Vieira. Now granted, it's not as important for offensive players, but still a great perk. He can get to the ball earlier like Kola. Kanu looks like a super fun card, and I'm sure especially Nigerians will have a good time with it, but 900 coins would be a bit too much in my opinion. The next player is Acceleration Burst Kiatizuk Senamuang. Now this guy is actually looking really good. He can run, dribble, shoot, great offensive awareness, also a bit of physical contact so he doesn't get pushed off instantly. That's looking good. His height is also great for dribbling. He's like a slightly slower Santos Neymar, which was a fantastic card especially for its time. Senamuang has greater tight possession, but a bit less dribbling and balance. However, he has 25 points in physical contact over Neymar. Honestly, I think the reason why they gave him acceleration burst instead of phenomenal finishing is because they didn't want him to be too good. Is he worth 900 coins though? I mean, in a vacuum, I could somehow see it. But the problem is, again, we had the chance for players like Van Basten, Forlan, Owen, Villa, Batistuta for free. And strikers are generally the position that seems to get the most useful free cards most often. Who knows what the next selection contract of this kind will provide. Senamuang is definitely a good striker. I just argue that there's a realistic chance that it's a matter of time until you get the chance to get a better one for free. The question is just how long that's gonna take. But yeah, he is a good player. If somebody went for him, I'd say it's kind of understandable. He is definitely among the best players of the National Legends. Although it's a bit unfortunate he has no phenomenal finishing. I think in the long run, just like for almost all of these cards, keeping the coins might be the better option, unless you really need a striker right now. Next up is Visionary Pass Majid Abdullah. Great speed, great finishing, also great dribbling. 80 passing is pretty high for a striker, making sure the Visionary passes actually reach their targets. Also some physical contact to not be pushed off too easily. And he also has maximum weak foot accuracy. We haven't seen that one often today. He's quite good. I'm sure his fellow countrymen will have a great time with this card on their teams. For anyone else, I would still say it might be better to save the coins. Like if it would at least be a bit cheaper than you could argue, because some of these cards are generally alright, but 900 is just a bit much in my opinion. Konami really should have made these cards better, I stand by that. Next up is Visionary Pass Park Yi-sung. He's a classic box to box, we had one before, so depending on what you need, you might want to level him completely differently. I chose a speedy build leaning more towards offense here due to his little leg coverage, but you could easily go 8 in shooting if you wanted to score, or 8 in defending if you need more defensive power. 900 coins are way too much for what he provides though. The last one, phenomenal finishing Mokhtar DAHARI. He's looking quite good, crazy acceleration, reaches 90 offensive awareness, 90 finishing, 99 balance, and also some physical contact and dribbling. Now is he worth the 900 coins? Yeah, that's the question, yeah. I mean, I can only repeat myself, Van Basten, Forlan, Owen, Batistuta, you've heard it like 3 times now. Like if DAHARI would have maximum weak foot accuracy, I think we might have a clearer case. But without it, in my opinion, I think it's still not quite enough to go in with 900 coins. 900 coins is a lot, it takes quite some time to accumulate. He is definitely among the best cards here though. So if you absolutely feel like you want to get one of them or have bad strikers and want an immediate upgrade, then feel free. He might be the one. Go ahead. So yeah, some final words I actually didn't plan to say. In my opinion, this pack is kinda to get money out of people by nostalgia. And you know what? That's kinda okay because nostalgia is an enjoyable thing. If I score with Marquez or Van Bommel, it feels like I've just scored 10 goals in a row. So if you have any relation to any of these cards, if they were part of your childhood, it might be your only chance to ever get them. But strictly speaking about whether they're objectively worth 900 coins even if you don't know any of them, I'd say the answer for most of them is a clear no. There's like the perfect weak foot blitz curl that's considerable due to his rarity, and like very few others as I've said before, and even for those, I wouldn't say that it's an absolute yes, but more like a, well, it's a considerable option, wouldn't be wrong. But in my opinion, and I stand by that, none of these cards is anywhere close to an endgame card. Probably not exactly a hot take, is it? Of course, nobody can know, but we might get nice World Cup packs similar to Messi and Griezmann back then. What I've heard, but don't actually know, maybe some of you can confirm, is that there's a special offer for each of the countries the players are from, making them a lot cheaper. In that case, it might be absolutely worth it. But I can't tell because I don't even see the pack. Greetings to all fellow PC users. So yeah, I hope this helped you a little bit. Sorry for all the mispronounced names. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments about who you will choose, if you will choose someone, and why. That's it, folks. Let me know if you like this video. I'd love to subscribe, like, or comment. Until then, guys, take it easy. Shaka!